Men in our society are continually being sold this idea that what is most admirable is a carefree life, of being able to work the bare minimum, of having the most freedom, but using that freedom for yourself, about, just having nothing to worry about, no pressure, no dependence, no real responsibilities, of having everything automated so you can just kind of, do what you want to do. And if that's passive income, then great. And you can just kind of tour around, and maybe you have a wife, maybe you have a girlfriend, maybe you're going from woman to woman, but your life is carefree. You don't really have to do too much. You're not under a lot of pressure. You're not under a lot of stress. And this is like the ultimate achievement, basically. But what I want to share with you today is to hopefully change your mind on that, because I believe that we shouldn't be striving for a carefree life. I heard the saying, and I think the saying is so important. I want you to ponder it for a second. Pressure is a privilege. Now, I used to not think this way. I used to think that this was just kind of a bunch of baloney, because I'm like, pressure is a privilege. Pressure is stress, and stress is uncomfortable. And it's anxiety. It's anxiety. And I don't want that. I want, I'll know I've made it to being successful when I don't have that pressure, when I don't have that kind of stress on me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. That's when I've made it, to this place of success. But then, when I was at the kind of the bare level of, life, right? 17 years old, you're at this place, you barely have a job. Maybe you have a job, but it's like minimum wage, and you really don't have that many skills, and you're thinking about your future, and you have a lot of passion and energy, but you just wish you could find something that you could work hard at. Like, you just crave those moments of like, I want something to do. And you see it from other people that come from other countries, and maybe they're working lower level jobs, but at one point they've experienced, some higher academic areas, or they had, higher jobs in their own countries. And they're like, they just crave more responsibility. They crave more opportunity. They crave more pressure, in a sense. And it's like, why is that? Well, because pressure is a sign of significance. Pressure is a sign of significance. If you never have anything that is putting pressure on you, then you're really not doing anything significant. Now, I understand there's a difference between experiencing pressure and a level of stress, but that's different than crippling anxiety or fear. Those are two different things. Whenever we're doing something that is pushing us outside of our comfort zone, whenever we're doing something that is important, that's meaningful, that's significant, we're going to feel a level of pressure, of stress. And that is okay. That's not a negative thing. That's not something that needs to be fixed, because it's preparing us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, to do that task well. If we were in a complete state of relaxation, then we wouldn't be igniting the proper functions of who we are to do those things the most effectively that we can do them. And that's why we're put in this place of stress, of pressure. Pressure is a privilege. Many people strive their whole life to just be in a place where they can experience pressure because they know they're doing something significant. One example of this is, think about somebody, a recording artist, right? Somebody that's touring around, they're performing music. When they were just playing in their basement and they were just kind of messing around on their guitar, were they experiencing much pressure? Well, maybe they experienced the pressure of needing to, make it in the industry, of, get out of their parents' basement. But to a level that could have kind of been pushed to the side, and they're like, well, I'm just kind of figuring it out. And maybe they don't experience a lot of pressure. Well, they just crave an opportunity to finally get on the big stage where they can perform in front of all those people. And when they do you think they're experiencing more pressure or less? More pressure, right? Absolutely. Is that a sign that something had gone wrong? No. They're actually stepping into their dream. They're stepping into this place of significance. Now, for you, it might just be writing out your testimony to share at young adults group or something like that, or in front of your church. Whatever that looks like, you might experience a level of pressure. And that's good. And that's getting you ready. That's really you stepping into what I believe is your full potential, is when you're stretching yourself that way. If you never encounter places of stress, you will never be stretched. When we're in these places, when we're doing these things that we feel anxious about maybe a little bit, or we feel stressed about, or we feel a lot of pressure, one example of that is this YouTube channel, and my YouTube channels in general, my social media presence. I do feel a lot of pressure to make content that impacts people, that is truthful, that is biblical, that is encouraging, that is entertaining, and that puts a lot of pressure on me. But would I prefer to go back to the place where nobody was watching me, where there was no pressure to make anything, or perform in any type of way, because it didn't matter, right? Would I have preferred to go back to that place? No. The fact that I'm experiencing that pressure now, that is a privilege that few people get to experience. So in whatever you're doing, let your prayer and your mindset not be, Lord, deliver me from this uncomfortable experience, but rather, Lord, meet me in this stress. Meet me in this pressure. Don't deliver me from the pressure, but meet me in the pressure. And so whatever it is, whatever your passion is, seek out the pressure, because there I do believe you're going to encounter more significance than you ever would have thought. And so that's my encouragement for you today. I hope you got something from this video. If you have thought about these things as well, or you have thoughts about what I shared today, share with me in the comments down below, and be sure to pass this on to another brother that might be benefited and encouraged by this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this content. If you want to join the brotherhood, subscribe, because I'm putting out new videos all the time. Also, you can join the Patreon or become a channel member to support what I'm doing as well. Until next time, keep pursuing the mission.